Well, how Crow was complaining he was never getting under 55s before. Now he's like, or 54s, but just 55s. And look, it's only 54.6.
And for everyone else is in the 53s apart from him.
Yeah. Typical, isn't it?
He somehow pulled a win out of his bottom last week, so... Andy, since we're not in the wet today, I am keen to see what those Corvettes can do, now that they're not going to be slipping and sliding everywhere.
Oh, I was trying it like right before I joined, and it feels like it's pretty stable if you have the right gear and everything.
Oh, does it?
I can imagine if Genji finds herself in a similar position to the start of race 2 last week out front and people around them battling, I feel like she would be able to pull away and get a gap this time.
See, the Audis are going to lose out big here because not only the four-wheel drive won't help them because it's not wet, but it will also cause massive understeer, so they're out of contention.
Like, unless you have a very good tune, you're gonna like have understeer hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no corners where you're going to benefit from all-wheel drive traction. Because there's no, like, big traction zones, it's all...
It's all high-speed brakes, or like it's speed brake.
But even if you like bias most of the power towards the rear, you've still got the weight of that sodding thing to deal with.
Yeah. So are you ready for your monologue, Medal?
We'll certainly get going. Actually, let me pull it up here so that I don't goof and forget.
And there we go, Deficit chat going, kick storing, Belgian Waffle Racing, and reporting in for usual roasting. I mean, cheerleading duties. Speaking of that, let's get on with it. Are you ready, Metal?
Yeah, let's get sexy as always. And it would help if I could see stream because I've got a lovely Virgin Media ad right now. Thank you, Twitch, but you know, we want ads, but it's like, don't show me ads when I need to do something.
Got serious format here with 6 rounds, 3 left qualifying, 2 times, 35 minutes left, and 1 man repeats of each race with second race top 8 reverse. There we go.
This is our brand new intro.
RS6 with drivers on the left hand side with Phoenix, Agile Apollo, FTC Galaxy, Please Don't Eat Me, and then Robin.
Next up, we have, well, there is no other way to say this because, you know, going from the Audi, this is amazing once it clears. We've got the 2005 BMW M3 driven by Jubert, Ren, Typhoon, Sergio, Giraffe, and Unix. Very, very competent little machine and performed well last round.
And the next one is the Corvette C06 with drivers of FTC Banana, King R SKX, and FTC Infernus. Just a pretty nice car. Coming up next.
And we've got to see what that Corvette can do in especially the dry. Next up, we've got the Ford SVT Cobra R, driven by TXR Send It and Root Turtle. not that popular amongst the drivers, but a big, powerful engine, rear-wheel drive and decent aero is a very, very good competitor here today. So,
and last but not least is the Porsche 911 GT3, and surprisingly, well, last week in just taking the top 3 spots. And it's driven by FTC Crow, Armor Grant, and FTC's Ghostmer, and I just missed the last one.
that would be God Hydra, my friend. Thank God for stream delay. Yes, this is round 2 of the GT Speed World Challenge, with commentary by not 1, not 2, but 3 beautiful commentators joining you today for the wonderful action. As you can see, today we are at Lime Rock, 7 corners of utter driving perfection or hell. It is a track length of 1.5 miles, and the lap record here is 43.11 seconds. So it's going to be interesting. Today's race stats, we've got 38 laps. Pit window opens between laps 5 and 33. No virtual safety car from lap 34. So the drivers have to be careful at what can be said as a rather picturesque track. The Drivers' Championship after round 1, Crow is currently in the lead with 95, Tixar Senate is close on their heels with 80, and even closer on Senate heels is Ren with 78, only 17 points behind the leader. So it's anyone's game so far, and everyone is scoring decently well here. There's a good chunk of points no matter where you come, so the drivers have to make sure they drive fast, drive hard, but also drive consistent.
And we have the team standings with Wheelie Barrels in the lead with 165, and Million Falcon with 120, GTA M Sport with 110, and Champion Racing with 109, and Beamer World with 102, with last but not least, Metal's Nightmare with 73.
I don't know whether to be honoured or offended that they called me that, but
Well, keep in mind that the people in that team is Genji, or FTC Banana, and King.
thought it was Juba. Oh, okay. Let's see chat. Effort says, oh damn, production budget has increased by a lot. That is thanks to our wonderful little Irish leprechaun that is Scotty. And what, I apologise for calling you a leprechaun. I realise that might be insulting. I am sorry for that.
And I'm not Irish, I'm Northern Irish. Get it right.
Okay, it's still Irish. That's like saying North American or East American. It's still American.
Well, considering one's part of the UK and one isn't, bit more difference.
Enough of geography for the insane. Inferno says, ooh, posh. Yes, thanks, Scotty. Galtual, she says, this 3-speed, sheesh. Again, she's saying, re. F is crying with laughter, Metal's Nightmare. Shush! Shush! And Crow saying he's slow here. Well, Crow, you said you were slow on race 1, and somehow you pulled a win from nowhere. Also, of course your teammate is going to be faster than you. He's your teammate, so no shock there.
Although his teammate's Aaron.
Exactly.
Enough said.
No shock there.
No, that is a shock. I know Aaron well, and him beating his teammate, that is a shock.
But mind you, today is going to be good. We've got 2 races of the same race, but it's anyone's game, and because this is such a tight track, pit strategy is key today.
Oh, unlike last time where we only maybe had 1 or 2 back markers affecting things. Here, the lap is so much shorter. We're seeing 55-54s compared to the 2 minutes from last time. Lapped traffic is gonna be massive here. I would expect about half the field to maybe get lapped. So, you know, getting into free air will not happen beyond lap 10, I don't think. From lap 10, the whole track will be busy with at least one car.
Which is only good news for us, because it means we get to see people lose their minds one lap at a time around this wonderful racetrack, while we sit here cozy and speaking over them, really. Effie says, maybe one change suggests for this pre-race intro thing, change the music. Very much noted, Effie. We are working on the...
That was actually me adding the music. Scotty did not add music. That was me on the stream in the background.
Oh, well done, Haseo. You just took a massive turn on Scotty's pride blimp.
I wasn't sure. I was trying to find something.
To edit that the way it was.
Like, we have to try and find something that, like, will this work? It has to be a testing concept on what will work and finding music that actually can be played in terms of not being DMCA strike for.
Thank you, Twitch.
Yes, because Twitch, as we know, likes to copyright anything and everything. Mind you, did either of you two hear the Metallica story a couple of weeks back?
No.
No.
It was a BlizzCon being streamed across Twitch, because obviously no public events happening. Metallica was one of the special guests, and they were performing. But the problem is, because it was Metallica performing, Twitch didn't understand it was them, so it just played generic music over them, so that Metallica wouldn't get copyrighted by Metallica. And what's even funnier is they didn't get paid, because they were promised to be paid on the performance of the revenue, which there was none, because the drummer 20 years earlier is the one who started this whole copyright for music thing instead of free use. So the drummer fucked himself over 20 years later. And that is beautiful.
Oh, goodness.
Because Scotty, you're a bit too young to remember this, but Haseo, I'm pretty sure you will. Remember the good old days of Napster where you could totally get your music for free?
Ooh, the good old days of Virus.
I miss those days when the internet was free, less regulated, and a lot more weirdness.
You just like the weirdness part of it.
Well, yeah, because in the early days of the internet, there was a blog of a guy who documented his day living as a human cat. It was hilarious.
I believe I saw him join there. Oh.
Well, thank God Collie's getting started.
Hey, look, it's only 10 minutes into the stream. We're actually doing okay, so don't put a curse on it, Scotty, so shh. Qualifying's about to get underway here. Genji saying, as you wait for Robin, never mind, we're going without him. F for Robin in chat. Oh. Okay, it looks like we're restarting quali.
Part of me thinks Robin Joy got back just as
What's going on with Juber's car?
I saw Jubert's car just completely drive away on his roof.
Max fucked up quality settings. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, so it's Phoenix's fault. Okay. FS, yes, they do, but you know, you got to think they don't want to get copyrighted strikes again by themselves.
Who doesn't want to have a copyright strike from themselves?
Me for one. I know how strict I can be. That would be horrible.
Well, that's your own goddamn fault then.
Oh, shush. No one has your opinion. Shush. Ah, you left collisions on. Okay.
because I forgot to join spectate, so give me a moment, I'll be right there! At least I'm qualifying!
Well, as qualifying is underway and Haseo's brain is slowly cranking its way into life, we are away and people are already going hard and strong, but keeping to the lines quite nicely. Gonna bring up some race stats so that we can have some live timings. Genji and Galaxy both looking very strong today. Actually, I say that. Banana, she is braking on track, getting a bit of clarity from all the ghost confusion.
You don't want to be doing your lap just inside ghosts, especially if you want to use the braking line as a reference. It's very difficult to see when you've got 10 cars around you.
That is true, but funnily enough, if you drive in cockpit view, ghosts don't affect you in any way, so...
No, they still do. Not as badly, they still do.
Mind you, I say that I'm not exactly up to these wonderful ladies and gents' grade of driving. F is saying in chat, if I don't see at least one massive, horrendous, big chungus crash today, there will be riots at Belgian Waffle Racing. Okay, for a bit of context in that comment there, you know FTC Hooper?
Yeah.
He decided to start something today whilst I was at work.
Oh boy.
And much to my dismay, when I come home, I check my Twitter feed, and I wish I was joking, 172 notifications came rapid firing through my notifications and nearly gave my poor phone a heart attack. Because Hooper, Riku and a bunch of other sim drivers decided to start spamming just a random post with the words Big Chungus over and over and over. And I was tagged in every single one of them. So now I officially hate him for that.
That's not a good thing to just spam on Twitter, honestly.
That is why I will get my revenge on him. One day I will.
People are about to finish their last flying lap, I believe.
They are, and currently Sendit's in the lead with a 54.1. Can anyone knock that time off? Sendit just lowers it by 53.8.
And speaking of Hooper, guess who's in chat?
Hooper, I know the Twitter thread. I keep on getting notifications of it. You utter tool. And Hooper, I wouldn't send help right now if even God asked me. I would set up a deck chair, have a barbecue, and throw Haseo a sausage. Robin saying, oh yes, I had a slow as hell lap time. Oh no.
Again,
Hooper saying,
she's,
oh God.
she said she dirty at 53. Oof.
Oof, not good. But I believe Send It took the fastest lap there at a 53.
Galaxy, no. Being there can still do great.
Galaxy, didn't you see round one and the cluster F that it was?
There's gonna be a lot of carnage in this race, so just bide your time.
And you're only last because you didn't get a clean lap in. That's quite easy around this track when the margins are quite fine. So,
Hooper?
And the grass decides to just have its clipping points scattered across the tarmac and not tell you.
There's
no.
couple. Sometimes you did get very
Hooper.
close to and bait. So keep at it.
You see that stuff? That is what I've been tagged in. Now imagine that comment 170 plus times. Yeah, Hooper, we know it's We know it is Twitter right now. I despise you for it. I am going to punish you so hard you're gonna wish you had never tagged me in it. Also, Jubit redeemed. Jubit is cute, okay?
If you say so, then,
Okay,
Mabel.
I'll say it. Oh, shush! Hooper saying it's not my fault. Alex Rule, she says, nah. Jubit, Robin says, nice one, Jubit. Shush, Robin. F has highlighted his message. He said, just a heads up, Metal, this Saturday is a very special day. Can't say what it's for, but it's an important one. Well, remember, Efris, that this Saturday we have got, what is it, round 4 of the MEC Championship?
Yes, round 4.
So, it's going to be doubly special.
At the wonderful track that is Magello.
You say that, but...
Are you saying Magello isn't a wonderful circuit?
I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm saying it's not as good as what people say. I think I killed Scotty.
Just be glad I can't kick you from this chat.
But I can kick both of you.
Sorry, Dad, for fighting. Sorry, Dad.
Just wants some peace and quiet by himself to commentate on what will probably be 2 very chaotic races tonight.
Okay, Scotty, if he wanted peace and quiet, he's come to the wrong place, because I am so loud he can hear me from his house without a microphone. And, well, I just feel sorry for you, because you're actually close
What
to
you
me,
just
which means
said
you'll be
is whether
closer.
he was here or not, he'd be able to hear
Good
you.
evening,
He
Sender.
can't
Yes.
get away from the peace and quiet.
Angie, I'm not sure, but he might be on his kid's Xbox, not his own.
Send it, continuing with the cute emojis, thank you very much.
I was gonna write
I
pros
have
like
to-
he's using his voice one. Yes,
Send
we're
it
doing
says,
well.
heads up, I might died, confirmed by Crow. Okay. Infernus asking us if we're doing okay. Well, I don't want to speak about the last 4 days, Infernus. I would rather burn them in an incinerator from Little Nightmares 2. What about you two, fellas? How are you two doing since the last commentary?
I'm doing alright. A little chaotic and a lot of things to deal with, but just how it is sometimes.
Welcome to 2021! It's got 2020 plus all extra craziness free of charge.
What about you, Scotty?
The rest of last week was alright until about the afternoon Saturday, and it's been downhill since then. That's all I've got to say.
Oh, I think...
Should we all just get a massive... Should we all just get a massive sofa and cuddle?
That would need to be a really big sofa for everyone.
I think the only car that's not gonna suffer on the uphill corner is the Audi. Like due to the four-wheel drive, I think that's the only car that will not snap during like a gear change right on a crest.
Scotty, don't forget to spectate. There we go. But even though the Audi might not snap, the understeer and especially the weight will work against it everywhere else. So I wouldn't look at it too excitedly or fondly, should I say.
It might be the easiest to drive and you might be able to be the most consistent with it, but that doesn't mean much if you're
Well,
not quick in the
actually-
first.
I tried the pores, and if you have it correctly tuned this track, that's quite controllable.
It is very controllable because you've got all that weight pressing on the rear. The front is always being ploughed into an uneven corner thanks to the wonderful, like, geology of this track. And I don't know, it's just a Porsche. It handles well. But then if you push it too hard, then it tries to send you into a wall. So we don't speak much about that. But if you treat it nice, you're fine. You're completely fine.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those cars that, of course, as with any car, if you drive it within its limits, it will be great to drive.
Twitter!
But once you get over the limits, the Audi will be the kindest to you. The Porsche will not be kind to you.
Apologies to interrupt. I think Haseo's just discovered something amazing. Please tell us what you've just discovered.
Cooper is trying to watch the stream and Twitter notifications.
Oh
So I
no.
told him, ignore the Twitters and watch the stream.
Actually,
goodness.
where's Robin? Where's Robin? I want to see his.
Oh,
Wait, Robin, how is that a mess?
It's
Oh,
if I remember correctly, he's talked about it.
Oh.
That's a combination of 5 liveries.
Oh. Well.
Agreed, Ephes. You tell him.
Ephes, this is why you are our best little flag bearer. Genji says Robin is all-wheel drive. Ah. I haven't got the personal excitement yet to do a full on-screen. Plus, I actually want Scotty to make it to his 20s and still here. So.
Oh, don't worry, I've already had an F1 car nearly deafen me.
Oh.
Ah. That's like a few meters behind 2012 Red Bull when they fired it up. It was loud.
Oh. You mean when the engines actually sounded like F1 cars should?
Yeah, when they were loud. Loud
Robin
and screamed.
Roman in chat saying the left side is a 911, right side is an M3, roof is a Corvette, front and back are Mustang, so it's the livery of every car in this championship except the RS6. That poor RS6 is not getting any love. Hooper said, I would join this, but school is a thing. Then Hooper, stop watching Twitter, don't forget. My God, I am sick to death of all these goddamn big chungus notifications as we are about to start. So, Hooper, I swear. I don't even know what that. I'm just gonna send this to you two in private because I don't know what to make of this.
Oh dear.
We're seconds away from the obligatory words. Are you ready, boys? Boys and girls in chat, get ready. Lights out, away we go here at Lime Rock, the full circuit. And it looks like Sendik gets not a brilliant start, but is certainly fighting with Crow to actually assert second place for himself. Google Smurf launches like a catapult off the line and gets an amazing launch into first place. Ren is battling in fourth place, trying to keep their composure through the first few turns. And Banana actually, she manages to get past Ren up into fourth place.
It's a poor start for Infernus, who dropped from 8th on the grid to 12th. No. But he's just got back up into 11th past Robin.
Juba is currently fighting with Typhoon for 9th place. Typhoon in the M3, Juba in the M3. It is battle of the twin cars. Typhoon trying to tuck in for that draft.
Oh goodness.
Okay, my camera just went dead for a second. That's always fun. Galaxy, she has dropped all the way to the rear as she finishes off the pack. Robin is not far in front
Oh,
of her.
and
Fighting with
Jubert
Root Turtle.
disconnected.
Oh, Jubert, no! F in chat for Jubert, please.
That's unfortunate. Just after the 1 lap mark, so no restart for him, unfortunately.
Have to see him again in race 2 of the night. Forsacom GG in the chat. Hello, Forsacom. How are you, our good friend? If you don't know, Forsacom GG is a good partner of the channel. They
Oh
are...
boy, here comes Banana attacking her in the first corner, going sideways.
Yeah, and currently they've got Rude Turtle looking up the inside of Robin into turns 1 and 2. Robin a little bit wide on the exit, but keeps Rude Turtle to the outside of turn 3 now.
But Root Turtle has the inside line, makes the undercut stick, and gets the move done. Root Turtle is up to 12th place. Robin has to try again harder.
As they come through the uphill turn of turn 5. This lap is so short, they're already towards the end of it. Getting ready to start another lap downhill into turn 7.
For 8th place between Typhoon and Infernus, who is showing a quite considerable step up in pace today. And Infernus is actually looking like they want to make a move into turn 1. Doesn't have the distance, but has the tighter line than Typhoon. Typhoon shuts the door on him, making sure he cannot pass just yet.
Which shows you that the Beamer has more speed in the corners while the Corvette is more in a straight line.
That Corvette has some serious straight line. Oh, as Typhoon is slowly clipping the grass. And here comes Giraffe as well entering the fray. This is about to become a three-way battle for 8th place here.
Meanwhile, Apollo's got a slide coming through turn 5, and that's allowed Robin to get past them for P12. And Apollo out wide again on the final corner. So they've dropped back from Robin, who's now going after Rude Turtle for P11.
But here we go. Send It has made the move on Google Smurf. Is up to first place. But now Google Smurf is under immense pressure from Banana. She is climbing quick. Already in third place, looking for that second. And Crow is not far behind her in 4th place. So Google Smurf has to be careful here. Two very fast competitors looking to overtake them as they're approaching already the final corner, about to start lap 6 of 38. These laps are going to be going through rapid fire here, so keep your eyes peeled and your ears clean.
Yeah, pit windows are already open. But no one looking to pit just yet.
Oh god. Trying to talk as a little brother at the same time. Oh, always happens.
Jubert about to go up the no-name straight, and fun fact, you think I'm making that up? I'm not. That is actually the name of that straight. It's the no-name straight.
And there is 2 races, Hooper, if you watch the beginning. There's 2 35-minute races.
Banana is slowly gaining. She is putting every little inch of track as they are going down the west bend towards downhill. Make it through downhill on the start-finish straight as Banana is closing with every little straight she has. I would say within 3 laps, Banana, she's going to make a move if Google doesn't make a mistake.
I don't know. Banana was talking about arachnophobia thing on their car last week, but I don't really see it.
Arachnophobia, right, so let's have a
Mentioned it
look.
was going to be right about the Pikachu.
I see the Pikachu with the scythe, which is both adorable and terrifying. I see the Joker with a load of bullet holes. Apart from that, I don't see much else, if I'm honest.
We can get a view here to see it.
Banana taking the very tight turn round Big Bend as she's really trying to catch up to Google Smith, but Google Smith is starting to find his groove and flow through the left-hander and right-hander seamlessly in that Porsche. But let's just go one down as there is a tight little battle happening here. Crow in fourth place is under pressure from Ren. Ren is actually doing incredibly well in that BMW. We're seeing a much better pace than we did in race 1 at Sebring, that's certainly for sure.
Oh yeah, all cars are more or less equal on this track, it's just a little more depending on the
Apart
driver
from the
and their
Audi.
tune. Actually, the Audi is pretty close too. It just,
Now,
you need to carry so much more momentum, you can easily be lost in the pace of a race.
Now, this is bad news for Banana. She's been held up a little bit by Google, not wanting to go to the rear of him, but that's allowing Crow to catch up ever by little.
And
Oh, Crow clips the grass. Ren is closing fast. They're going side by side on the uphill. They touch doors. Crow gets a better exit. They're going down the back straight, going round West Bend, approaching downhill. Crow is still in front, but that one little error, or should we say the commentator's curse, affected him bad. He is now in the danger drop zone from Ren. This is not good news.
Galaxy
Did we have...
DNF'd, dropped out from this race.
I was gonna say, like, did we have a drop out? That is unfortunate. We did start with a healthy 15. We're down to 13, losing Juba and Galaxy. Ren is still all over the rear of Crow, and Crow somewhat adopting his Ferrari livery as Ren is trying to go on his inside, going through the inside on downhill corner, but Crow has the much better exit and manages to eke out that extra slither of speed to be able to retain fourth place.
Meanwhile, Infernus has made a mistake at turn 6, and that's allowed Rude Turtle to get up into the top 10 as Max is pitted from the mid-pack. He's going to come out in cleaner at the back of the field, I believe.
Now, this can either pay off really well or really bad. The closest battle currently is between Rude Turtle and Infernus. Infernus ekingly wanting to get past Rude Turtle for 9th place, but with each hold-up Rude Turtle is causing for Infernus, it allows Robin in the Frankenmobile to eke ever closer.
But we still have Ren as well chasing down Crow, who's not making it easy for him.
Infernus is going to be a little frustrated with himself for making that mistake and now getting slowed down behind Rude Turtle. There's no easy overtaking opportunity here. It's difficult to make a move, to start to get a move, but once you've got side by side, it's easy to sort of stay alongside and try and complete the move.
I suppose you have to know your car, whether it's more straight line based or cornering based. Because if I was Infernus personally, I would tuck behind Rude Turtle best I could, and then on the start finish straight, just draft and slingshot past him with the clean air advantage.
Start finish straight isn't that long here. The whole track's only 1.5 miles, sure. So you don't have that much time to sort of
And Ren
get
is starting to make a
slipstream run that
move here
isn't
on
even that
Crow.
strong in this game.
I'm regretting not too far behind either.
Oh, and Infernus has dropped back a lot from Root Turtle now. Let's go further up the grid. Crow and Ren are still at each other's throats. Ren is desperate to get past Crow, and Crow is still saying no.
Currently, Sendit's leading the way, nearly a 4-second gap ahead of Google Smurf, who holds a 1 second gap ahead of Banana. That leaves 5.5 seconds back to the Crow and Ren battle for P4. Aaron heads into pits and was just 2.5 seconds behind the Ren and Crow battle.
Oh, Ren is trying to make a move on the inside of Big Bend in T1 and 2. Forcing Crow to the outside.
Oh, with the
Ren with
big lunge
back
into
on the
turn
left-hander.
2.
In turn 4, Ren makes the move done in turn 4. Ren is up to 4th place on the no-name straight towards uphill. Crow must be kicking himself for that. Oh, as Ren does get a bit twitchy on the exit, so not a completely perfect overtake, but an overtake. Nonetheless, that leaves Ren to hunt down the Corvette of Banana.
Infernus has dropped a little bit back from Rude Turtle after making that mistake and losing the position. He now trails Turtle by about a second. As everyone in the field's just sort of spread out that little bit, they've got their own little bit of track, and things aren't quite as chaotic as I was expecting them to be.
They have spread out a tiny bit, but it doesn't give them any respite because, again, this track is so short that one mistake and poof, you're done.
But we are going to see people being left, and that's only by being injured and being held up by back markers.
Send it still yet to catch a car, but he's not too far away now. He's within 10 seconds, I think, of the last car in the train, as we currently have someone else hanging into the pits. That's Typhoon is making their pit stop now, as we're on lap 16 out of 38.
And speaking of laps, at lap 16...
Sorry, not Typhoon, it's Crew pitted. Crew, sorry.
Crow pitted.
And Crew's managed to get out just ahead of Robin, and it's got 3 seconds up to Infernus ahead of them.
We're just about to start lap 17. There it is. TXR Sender is still your race leader, and Sender is also the fastest lap holder here at 53.7. So let's see who's this just coming out of the pits. Apollo spat out onto the racetrack and in a firm last. But there's a nice little train for 9th place between Crow, Robin and McGrath. Oh, Robin goes very wide onto the grass.
And here comes McGrath doing for the inside lunge.
Oh, he's very close, but makes the lunge work. McGrath is up to 10th place.
Meanwhile, we've got Sendit just diving into the pit lane now, as Google passes to take the lead of the race. Still yet to make his pit stop, of course.
I think this is a very wise move of Sendit, because he might just come out in front of all the traffic.
Yeah, he will.
He's come out in front of a good portion of traffic. Sendit very, very good pit stop there.
Yeah, that is Apollo just ahead of him. He'd be lapping once again. But once he's got past Apollo, he's got clean air for 7 seconds up to Ren. So
Giraffe has pitted, and they come out in 12th place. So not actually quite far ahead of Apollo. Apollo getting stuck majorly behind leaders and having to slow down for the leaders, not helping them one iota. Let's see here. So Google is still your race leader. We are at the halfway mark now already of race 1. Google Smith still looking strong. They're still over half a tank worth of fuel and half tire damage as well, just under 50%. So it just shows these cars can easily do it with one pit stop. So we're going to ask the obligatory question, Haseo and Scotty. If you were to be in this race today, which one of these cars would you take and why?
For my testing, I will go with the Mustang.
I would probably go with the Corvette.
Aren't we beautiful how none of us can decide? Because I'll go with the Porsche.
And there goes Infernus to the pits.
Infernus pitted, and actually him pitting where he has done will mean he will get out into some nice, clean traffic. And also the human space program, that is Robin, is also pitted, but where he's pitted, I believe he's just going to slip into some pocket.
Well, one thing good about this track, he can't race and text.
That is true, because he's just sent a message whilst in the pit saying, I hate this track so much, I have to hold back a lot.
I think it's meaning holding back of not having the drift.
Jubert saying, screw that metal, BMW all the way.
Although I'd say I tested the BMW and it was either going to be the BMW or the Mustang for me on this track in my testing, but I felt like, well, if BMW felt more stable with how my driving was, I was faster in the Mustang once I got it under control.
Well, the Mustang is living up to its name and being a wily beast through those corners. So let's see, there's a decent tightness between Crow and Aaron McGrath still. Two drivers looking strong as we're on lap 22 now. Sendit still holds the fastest lap of the race at 53.7.
And the fastest top
Very
speed
impressive
roughly,
time, but
according to the girls, but that might be slightly inaccurate with top speed at least.
Well, my top speed says Banana, she did 370 miles per hour, so...
Well...
yeah.
Mine says drafted 154.
Galator says, I do personally think that Audi could have a slight bit more power though. That's just the regulations. We don't make them, we just spectate over them. F is saying, I would go for the Acura NSX. Oh wait, there's no spec build for this championship, despite having competed in the Speed World Challenge in the early 2000s. FS, again, we don't make it, we just organise and race it. And we try and give some drivers something that you wouldn't usually drive. We force you out of your comfort zone. So basically we rip you out of your comfy chair and chuck you into a cactus and see how you do. It's funny that way, but it's also interesting to see.
currently have Aaron, who's closing in on Crow slightly, or was closing in for going wide at turn 6 on Crow, and Crow's at the same time closing in on, I believe that's Root Turtle.
As I believe I just saw someone disconnect as Banana, she came out the pits.
Giraffe has disconnected, unfortunately.
Yeah, Giraffe, F from chat for Giraffe, because I saw his little dot go wide at Big Bend and then just blip, gone. We are down to 12, ladies and gentlemen, as there is a nice little train with Crow still, Root Turtle, and Aaron McGrath, I believe. Yes, 5, 6, 7. Send it overtakes Google Smurf in the pits to reclaim their first place. But let's see, where will Google come out in regards to Banana? They come out well clear of Banana.
Nearly 5 seconds clear with no traffic at all. So we get the tires up to temperature, which he'd have done so by roundabout now, with how quickly he can get the tires heated up in Forza. And from there it'll be just deal with the traffic as it comes.
Well, I see word from Giraffe that they lagged out.
F in chat from Giraffe. Just F in chat. F is saying, I don't blame you guys at the move. Isn't it Crow who does all this research? No, F is Crow presents the idea, or whoever has presented
Actually,
the
this
idea.
idea is completely done by Phoenix from scratch to this. He's on all the balancing, tracks, and everything.
Yeah. So Phoenix is actually the brainchild of this series. So don't attack poor little Crow, Ephes. I won't have it.
All the series that's going to come ahead are more or less not going to be done by Crow. It's going to be a suggestion from the team that's going to be worked around to work as a proper series. That might be like an oddball series or other things as well.
I don't know whether to be scared or excited.
Yeah, Crow's taking a little break from hosting the FM7 series.
But mind you, I think we all need a little break time for time, you know. It's healthy, it keeps you going, as people have spread out massively now and given us very little to talk about. So, speaking of talking things about, as we're on lap 27, I asked Haseo and Scotty a question just before we went live, and Scotty got a little bit confused by it, as did Haseo. So I'm going to ask all of you lovely people in chat, if you're in space, is a flying car still flying? And mind you, just chat, how are you in general? Are you good? Are you doing good? Done anything interesting? You know, we're here, talk to us. F is saying, you know me, Metal, I'm too soft to be a jerk. No, F is, you're not soft, you're kind. There's a difference. But let's see here. I would say the closest people on track right now are Crow and Aaron for 5th and 6th, but they are still moderately ahead. We have got 11 laps to go from race 1 now.
Well, send it's just come through the final corner to start lap 29.
Oh no, I made a mistake. I said space and Robin appeared in chat and said space? Oh no. Robin! Race, man! Don't text and drive! You're setting a terrible example for the children. Think of the children!
There goes the Root Turtle being passed by the other Mustang on track.
Sendit's looking very strong for a win here today. Unless bad luck can't strike twice,
Oh!
because you remember what happened to Sendit last round, don't you?
But I think that was more due to the poles and not really due to any driver's fault, despite how unfortunate of a event though. Unfortunate. I have a
Yeah,
knot on my tongue.
unfortunately got caught up in that instant, but this time the only cars he has to worry about is those lappings. So something would have to have gone seriously wrong if he gets involved in an incident this time. So as long as there's no more disconnects, but that we know those can easily happen, it should be plain sailing from here. As I've just seen, he's sent fastest lap since last time we checked up on it, and he's got down to 53.5. As Robin scraped the wall at the exit of turn 5.
Going back to chat quickly, I've started a small argument. You would say fine is something
Are
that
you
goes
surprised?
against gravity. A little bit, yeah, because I was just expecting like, yeah, no. But people are genuinely going deep into this in conversation where Jupiter and Galaxy, she and him are having a back to forth argument. Also, F is saying, actually, Galaxy, she said, the children are going to do it eventually, quoting to the text and drive, so don't lie to us. And F is replying saying, I don't want to become a father, so I already have made my contribution to Mel's request. Well, F is, thank you? Question mark? But it looks like they are bunched up massively as Crow has got a back marker behind him, trying to get a little bit of speed of Apollo, but that's only slowing down McGrath, so McGrath has got some work to do to get past.
Yeah, McGrath has got the back marker in between him and Crow, but I think he's been chipping away at that gap. It's just about a second. But the laps are ticking down. If he wants to try and make a late move on Crow in this race, he's going to get on with it. As he looks down the inside, but can't quite get the move done just yet. He's trying to hold it round the outside. Is just about left enough space on the exit curb. And now has the move done heading into turn 5. But has lost about nearly another second to Crow there. As the gap shot up to 1.7 seconds now.
I like how Snooty says, I feel like I walked in here at the wrong time.
Snooty, it's our stream. When can you ever walk into one of our streams at the right time? Speaking of which, how are you, Snooty? Are you doing well?
Oh goodness me, Jupiter is talking about that paradox bootstrap or something.
Oh god. Don't even start me about paradoxes, because there's so many paradoxes that can be formed. It's not even funny.
Doing very well. How about
Snooty,
you?
all three of us have had... Everyone is still spread out casually as they are more racing to the end now. We're on the final 5 laps. 5 laps left to go. They're still arguing about space. Oh no. Oh no, what have I done?
It says all I heard was all 3 of us have lack of silence.
Snooty, that is basically what we've all had. We've had a blank of silence.
And I think
because...
Jubert has fried up his brain.
Well, Effis, make sure it's beautifully medium rare and season it with a little bit of garlic salt. Okay, I can't believe I'm about to ask this, but what would you actually serve with Effis's perfectly cooked brain? Like, would you have a few vegetables? Would you have, like, some, like, nice fried onion rings? What would you have with it?
Why are you asking me this?
Okay, I like the duality here. Haseo has been with me for so long, he's actually thinking what he would eat his brain with. While Scotty, who's fresh-faced here, is like, why? What is wrong with you? A lot, Scotty, a lot.
Welcome to the commentary team, Scotty.
My brain is too tired to try and make it seem like that's something I'd want to do.
Okay, Scotty, me and Haseo were so tired one stream that we both started about literally in a commentary booth, getting a barbecue. Me and him, whilst he's frying some buns, I'm cooking some wieners, we make some hot dogs, and as Crow drives past, we throw hot dogs through his visor. We were genuinely talking about that as people raced, and I think someone else might have DNF'd.
Oh, speak of Crow! It was Crow who DNF'd!
Crow! No! With 3 laps left!
How the tides turn, going from winning the second race last week to DNFing in the first race this week.
Yes, F in chat, Snooty. And here goes Crow like first time ever my game has crashed in big caps.
F is saying, oh god, I immediately pull out my promise to go to England anytime soon, because I don't want to get cannibalized. Well, F is, remember, don't go to Norway either, because, well, I say we'll be waiting with you. Maybe, what do you call, like, a knife and fork in your country? Like, what's the actual Norwegian for it?
Gaffelkniv?
He'll be waiting with you with those, because I'm not going to attempt saying that, due to fear of saying something very bad in another language.
Meanwhile, as we go on to the final lap, Banana's been putting on a end of race charge against Google Smurf. She's close to within a second of Google Smurf, but it's just going to be a little too late for this race, as Senda is coming around the final couple of corners to win the first race for tonight.
Send it, approaching start finish straight, and here we go. TXR Send It is your race winner here at race 1 at Lime Rock. Oh, but Banana, she's got the speed, but it's just not enough. Google Smurf gets second place, Banana with a very tight third.
Just less than 2 tenths between Banana and Google Smurf at the end. Just 1 lap too late really for Banana there.
Ren finishing up in 4th. Aaron McGrath finishing up in quite a respectable 5th place. Evan Phoenix quite a far place behind in 6th.
Oh. And Jubert, if you're not rejoining, you're not going to get any points for the second race.
Oh god, Jubert's wanting to hump my leg again. Save me! Save me!
Oh jeez.
Again, Banana saying they had an off in the middle of the race and dropped about 5 seconds.
Oh. Send it. You need to say sorry to Crow the most because he dropped out with less than 2 laps left. Biggest effing chat for our poor little pigeon.
But what about Google's man who DNF'd while in the lead, I believe, on the last lap?
Yeah. That was what handed Crow the victory last week, and this time it's gone the other way for Crow.
Genji just
himself.
disconnected and Gibbet just reconnected. So looks like Forza's even more unhappier than usual. Snooty saying we don't need to apologise. It's the Series X's fault for the game crashing. Actually, that is true. The games are more unstable on the fastest ones because they're designed for hard drives rather than SSDs, and the game is like, oh, you want it already?
Oh boy, they tried. I'm gonna go with the other one because that's a little bit funny.
Robin says, I hate this track so much, the moment I start pushing, I go off track and nearly crash. Well, Robin, if your fingers weren't crawling towards the keyboard like a Monty Python sketch. Crow says, I want a refund. I don't think you can get a refund off a scalper.
Now Genji's crashing.
This is what I'm telling you. Next gen copies of the game. They are breaking.
It's not the next gen copies. There's no difference between the normal game and the game on the next gen consoles.
There actually
It just
is,
as the
Scotty.
game is.
Apart from the
there is.
textures. Sorry.
No, Scotty, there actually is a difference in the coding. Because, you know the intervals between load screens?
Yeah.
What happens is, those are designed for hard drives in mind. Since they are bumped up to SSDs, those little intermediate shots get stumbled over themselves because it's like, oh, only show whilst it's loading. But the thing is, as soon as it starts loading, it's already loaded. So it tries to decide, like, do I finish showing it or do I continue? And most of the time it's okay, but then it just can really fall over itself. But mind you, speaking of next gen, have you heard the scandal at the moment in the Call of Duty space?
Oh goodness.
The files for Warzone and Cold War, right? Just 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Are so large now.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
If you install everything, the base Xbox One and PS4 can no longer hold the entire games anymore. Because they are roughly 300 gigabytes apiece.
Yeah, and then goes up to about 500 gigs in some variation. I've seen someone say, oh, that's their new strategy, prevent you from, instead of trying to beat the other games, just make it so that it's the only game you can have on your console.
In fairness, it is quite a smart strategy. I haven't seen it done before.
Oh, you want to have 5 games on your console? Nah, you only need this one. Too bad I've got a terabyte SSD in my PC.
Oh, that means you can actually hold Warzone, Cold War, and then maybe a couple of MP3s. That's it.
To be fair, I only have about 188 gigs of it left.
Oh Christ! I think in my system I've got a 256 gig SSD and 2 terabyte external. Let's see what's free. I've got 12 gigs left on my SSD. Fuck me.
Should have went for a terabyte SSD then.
Oh shush. I got this when flash prices were more expensive than Bitcoin.
So it's about as fast as a modern day hard drive?
No, Scotty, no. I'm talking about when it went back up in popularity, when people were like, oh, SSDs, let's invest in them. Okay, Crow, now you're just tempting fate even more. You're using a faster system, and it's putting more stress on your hard drive with it not being on your SSD. What are you doing, man? Galaxy Wolf, she says, I'm about to get a terabyte SSD and a new Ryzen 5 3700X. Actually, that's really nice. Okay. Fair enough. FS, that's fair. Snooty, if you put FM7 on a micro SD card, I'd love to see it run. Oh god. You tried to run it on an Inspiron laptop? Oh god, Snooty. Snooty. That's painful, man. That's really painful. On a potato. And he's saying again, potato. It's an actual potato, not tech slang potato. And then he's going on about sweet. Oh my god, it's now potato war. Okay. Mind you, if it's a potato war, shouldn't Scotty be leading this as, well, the potato is from lovely Ireland?
And Scully is like, huh? We should be quiet in the background.
No, Scotty's probably face palming and regretting joining us for this.
Pretty much.
Hey! I was saying that as a joke! You cheeky little bastard!
Hold on. Snooty have I doing something metal.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Here we go. Magello on an SD card. This can only go well. Okay, I'm amazed it actually runs. It's jerky as all hell, and it looks horrible, but it actually somewhat runs. Ish. I'm actually amazed, okay?
It can nearly hold 30 frames per second, you know. The odd dip to 14, 15.
And then 2.
I think I'll just stick to my 75 at 4K, thank you.
Oh, subtle flex
it's
there.
Snooty who did it.
Subtle flex there, subtle flex. Snooty saying it had to turn down a lot of settings for it to run that well. I could have done lower res scale, but yeah, no. Well, Snooty, if you did lower res scale, I would be even more impressed. Oh god, he's gonna try and run it on a knock next. Someone stop this man and take away his PC privilege rights. Snooty, tell me the worst of it then. Snooty, why do you do these things to these poor, innocent little laptops? They never asked for you to torture them like this. That's like me tying down poor Scotty and making him listen to Cardi B. Okay, Genji, 240p, still, it's... Eh? So far, we'll admit, race 1 went a lot smoother than what I expected. Oh god, why are people saying pie in chat? You've got pie, cake pie,
Raspberry Pi.
Saint boy saying nobody wants to listen to
Wel-
Cardi B. That's
And
why I said
welcome
it.
to chat, Saint, as well.
First there's cake pie roll, profiterole. Okay. If it says pie is the new cake. Well, whilst we wait for... Oh, speaking of which, it's about to start now. You two gents have a favourite pie?
Cake pie.
Robin highlighted cake. Oh, okay.
Well, I hope they tried this time around.
Try.
So,
And
I don't know
it's
if you
for me
missed
to,
it there. We're
get
not allowed
loud
to say
again.
DNF anymore. It's been replaced by They Tried from Galaxy.
Let's get ready to deafen some viewers. Are you ready, fellas? Lights out and away we go for round 2 here at Line Rock. And everyone's getting super twitchy off the line, but looking very confident as Rude Turtle drops already to 5th place before the start of the first corner. As Phoenix
is
makes an
A very
Phoenix makes an
hectic first.
incredible lunge.
Oh, send it sideways!
Sideways!
I'm feeling a restart might be imminent.
Yeah, restart.
Too crowded.
This is where the chaos begins.
Hey, Effis, you got your carnage.
FTC, get in your carnage. Also, I will say this. It's actually nice to see them having a little bit of carnage, you know. Just saying.
Yeah, first race was
Fuzzcamp
too
PC
smooth.
saying, let's go. It's a no-go.
Well, here we go for attempt 2 of the reverse grid start.
This can only end horribly. Let's love it, shall we? Lights out and away we go as Phoenix launches off the line with that four-wheel drive of that Audi. Aaron McGrath in second, Russo keeps up to third this time. Everyone, oh, a banana goes off into the grass.
Yeah, I think that we're trying to go nearly 5 wide into turn 1 further back.
Banana, she made a big error there. And Russo gets clobbered in the rear by Google. As and they're all twitching. Typhoon's in the grass. Send it to the grass.
Yeah, Send is clipping Typhoon, putting them both into the wall at the exit of turn 5. They managed to get themselves untangled.
Fifth place. They're all clipping the grass. They're all pushing. Typhoon and Send it are a draft machine. Oh. My camera has just died.
Send it's up the inside of Typhoon for P7 as Rude Turtle.
Jubert's already DNF'd. Jubert has already DNF'd. F in chat for Jubert. And Banana's
so is
DNF'd.
Banana.
What is happening? We're not even on to lap 3 and we've lost 2 people. If we keep on losing cars this rate, we won't even have anyone finishing by the middle of the race.
And Jupiter crashed again.
Sendit's got to the inside of Ren and has got the move done into turn 1, but Ren's actually trying to look and make a repass round the outside of turn 1, looking for the cutback in turn 2.
Oh, Unix sliding past Infernus for 12th place on the first corner. Typhoon being held up by Root Turtle, but Apollo trying to get past Typhoon. Galaxy, she is fighting with Robin. Robin trying to catch up to Apollo. This is such a tight pack at the rear, all holstered at the front by Root Turtle in 6th place.
Unix trying to go around the outside as we have someone sliding into the wall at turn 5 there.
Okay.
And we're having a restart.
Send it! Have a big incident!
No, I think that was
It's
a
a
complete
restart.
lag incident as well with their...
So Huber's game crashed during the first lap, and that's early enough for a restart. It just took a little bit of time for that to get across to everyone. So it'll be a third restart, a third start, another chance for Huber. Hopefully, not another crash.
I have been tagged now in 192 big chungus things on Twitter. I hate you all. So whilst we wait, does anyone have any recommendations for driver of the day so far?
Well, so far, Sandit kept it clean, was tidy, fast in the first race. But it's up to the second race for he'll be driver of the day for me. The reverse grid, either we'll have someone who's not quite as quick, be able to hold it out at front, or we'll have one for the quicker guys, make some good moves, keep it clean through the mess that is the reverse grid, and come out on top. So we'll have to see how this race plays out.
Yes, Ephes slipping in a little bit of Forza news here. For Horizon, we look like we're getting 2 new cars for the next season. The Razor Tachyon, which has been teased for about a year now. It's been teased in the game files, and it looks like it's finally being drip-fed to us in these updates, along with the Peugeot 207 Super 200, Super 2000 rally car. So that is going to be very nice to see. Although I would have liked to see that when FTC did their Sudden Rally Edition. Just say. When Apollo returns, we shall start. And speaking of starting, here comes the launch. You ready, fellas? Attempt 3 of 3.
Let's hope we can all make it through the first few laps at least.
With a bit of luck. Lights out, away we go, and a monster start from Phoenix once again in that Audi. That four-wheel drive is monstrous. Aaron McGrath in second place, but Ruto fighting more confidently now for that second, but has to slip back to third. Oh, and it looks like Jubin runs wide into the first corner with the BMW. Google Smith trying to overtake Ruto, can't make it happen. Red. Oh, someone's already disconnected because I can't see shit. Send it in fifth. Let's see. Send it looking on the inside of Google, and Infernus drops out.
Oh, it's
Ty Banana drops out.
It's gonna be another restart.
Are we actually having a fourth start?
yes. And I guess it's very time for this one.
Well, fellas, whilst we play Loading Simulator, I'm going to ask you two a very strange question.
Oh
And
dear.
I just want to see how you react.
Now, is it just strange generally, or is it strange by your standards?
Strange by my standards.
Oh dear.
So, bumblebees. Do you think they should have the right to bear arms?
Bumblebees with
Silence.
arms.
Silence.
I don't know if I could care enough. Because how would it affect me?
Well, you could be like out for a morning jog, and then a bumblebee could be flying at you with a Glock 13.
Why would a bumblebee have a Glock just because it's got arms and hands now? Can I train
Because
these
this is a-
bumblebees to torture you?
As long as I can do the same to you, then yes. And
No, you
F is-
can't.
And F is having the quote of the stream there, and I'll let Haseo read it out, because I know he'll giggle.
What again?
Look at Ephis's latest comment, and it sums up me in a nutshell.
No, it's always just like weird as shit.
Yes,
Now we have
I
this. Hold
do.
on. Listen on stream right now.
Crow says no restarts, thank God.
We've had our 3 restarts, 4th attempt now, and so no more, just because otherwise we could be here all night at the rate this is going. And I don't know about you two, but I want to get to bed shortly.
Okay, contrary to popular belief, after the 24-hour stream, me and Haseo actually have working lives.
What's
And
the job?
Scooty, you get the pinch because you're adorable sometimes. Or as Crow so eloquently puts it, that, because I can't say it because I'll get in trouble.
Crow just wants to pinch people, and is finding any excuse to do so.
I'm gonna glaze right past that like OJ did, so, you know. Just say. Pro says, by the way, I think we're doing some Wreckfest after this. Oh, okay. Efficient says, the F is Haseo doing with the sound effects. This isn't a cartoon. No, we're even better. We're real life cartoons. Because Efis, think about it. Everything you see in real life is technically a cartoon.
Efis!
Because everything you see is 3D.
But our cartoon's not drawn, and the world isn't... Or maybe God drew the world, and secretly we're all in an anime.
If we're in an anime, I would have a tentacle monster outside my window. We are certainly not in an anime. And all I can say is, thank Christ we're not.
I don't want to know what animes you're into.
None! There's the answer!
Alright, I got
You
a
must be
question for you
into wanting
both.
to know about tentacles.
Oh, here we go. Aseo has a question. Fire away, my friend.
Well, not more of a question, more like, Doctor, a Pokemon are in several places. Doctor, well, don't go those places.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God! We've really dropped down to dad joke level of desperation already.
I can get more.
Okay, that sounded shifty in more than one way.
But what time is it?
I don't know. What time is it?
I don't know, it keeps changing.
Oh, God!
I got you!
I swear, I'm actually gonna write down these dad jokes, and I'm gonna tie you up to your chair, so that the next time you just hear us say, you just say, and Scotty just wants to leave this chat as soon as he possibly can.
I want to finish this race, which thankfully we're going to start, and we're going to finish this time no matter what happens.
Unless everyone disconnects, then we'll have to do it again.
No, everyone DNFs.
For the final time here.
And Hussein goes like, I put 50 pounds on the first winning.
Rocks out of away we go for the final time at Lime Rock. Phoenix getting an amazing start, but who the hell is that? Typhoon making a dramatic lunge at Phoenix and taking first place as everyone's getting slidey, and Dangerous Typhoon already slipping up into first place with a little bit of drifting madness from the M3. Well done.
Ren got out wide in turn 2 and dropped back to 11th. Is looking up the inside of Robin into turn 5, but it's Galaxy in front of him, and Huber's looking around his outside. and potentially drop back more crew. Trying to hold fight, continue fight, send it. Route
Google
26.
Smith overtakes for third place. Here comes Banana. She's currently in fifth on the rear of Root Turtle. After lap 1, your race leader is Mr. Typhoon, then Phoenix, then Google in third place. But Banana just made an epic lunge round Big Bend, round through corners 1 and 2. Makes the move stick for fourth place, but they're not done yet. She is looking in the inside of Google, looking for that third place. As you can see, Crow there in the background, chasing down Send It, who's currently in sixth.
Unix now diving down up the inside of Hubert for 11th. Hubert holds the speed round the outside and slots back ahead. Robin trying to have a look at Unix, but runs out wide. Apollos follows him through the final corner, and the Furnace now getting past Apollo. But Unix gets some good straight speed down the straight and gets up the inside of Hubert and makes it past work stick into turns 1 and 2 this time round.
Oh, Banana, she's looking on the outside of Google. They connect. Banana is going side by side now with Google, but Google will have the inside line as they go on the uphill corner. Oh, and the rubbing doors. Going round West Bend towards downhill. Here comes Send It entering the fray. Google holding up both Banana and Send It now. The Banana holding up Send It. This is incredible stuff. We're on lap 4 of 38 here. And Send It is looking for the inside while Banana, she's looking for the outside. Send It pulls out of that move. Too dangerous to pull off just yet. Phoenix is looking to overtake Typhoon for the lead, but Google Smith is catching, and what makes it worse is Phoenix and Typhoon are holding up Google, pushing them closer towards Banana and Send It. This is an incredible top 5. Oh, and Typhoon locks up the brakes. Drops from 2nd to 5th. Banana going up the... Here we go. Banana is chasing down Google. Google going on the inside of Phoenix. Can't make it done. Looking for the final corner. Phoenix going wide. And Google getting a little bump draft from Banana. Oh, and Banana can't make the move stick because Google was there blocking their exit. She is trying everything they can, but Banana cannot actually get past Google. They keep on shutting the door through each and every corner. Amazing defensive driving here. Phoenix is twitching and sliding everywhere in the Audi to hold on to where they are as quickly as possible. But that is holding off the inevitable because that Audi is unfortunately the slowest out of what we see here today.
Ren now trying to get past Root Turtle. Was looking down the inside of turn 5 but couldn't get the move to stick. It can be difficult to get a move on the inside here as you just can't carry the speed.
But Google's overtaking a move on Phoenix towards turn 1 in the pit straight.
Google Smith making the move stick, and Banana is sliding up the inside of Phoenix, looking to take that 2nd place away from him. This is incredible driving
There
from her.
goes Send It falling behind Phoenix.
Send It and Banana side by side with Crow, getting the draft on Send It, letting him tow him to victory. Banana and Send It going side by side. She forces Send It very wide onto the grass. As Banana and Send It are still side by side on the uphill corner as they're facing West Bend. Google Smith clipping the grass on the exit. Phoenix trying to catch up just a little bit, but not by much. Google Smith is still in first place with Send It now in third. Banana dropping down to fourth. Crow trying to make a lunge, but he's on the outside. He's on the dirty line.
Welcome to Shatter, DJ. And yes, race 2 after 4 restarts is very close. Partly due to one driver in the lead was being slow, holding up the field, but that leads to actually pretty close racing.
And never mind the fact that it's so close. Everyone's managed to stay
between
connected.
Crow and Banana.
Send it looking on. Whoa, and Phoenix goes in the grass, scrubs off speed, and Send it climbs to second place.
As they're 3 wide going into turn 1, Aaron losing out, and it's also losing out to Unix, falling down to 9th on the outside of turns 1 and 2.
Brent going on the inside of Banana, but he will soon be on the outside. She's looking strong, but she's dropping back from Typhoon, as Crow and Typhoon, 4th and 5th respectively, are racing to try and catch up to Phoenix, who has just made a mistake and clipped the tyre wall on the uphill corner. Crow is up to 3rd place.
Banana is holding up Ren here in the side-by-side findings, allowed Unix to be right over their bumpers. He's looking for a move into the final corner. He's right onto the bumper of Ren. As Banana is going for a couple of moves further up ahead.
Typhoon now is under a lot of pressure in turn 1. As he's right behind Banana with Phoenix behind. Ren behind. Ooh, goes for inside. Ren tried to follow.
Typhoon lets Phoenix slip behind. Typhoon shuts the door though. Typhoon is also trying to catch back up from that mistake they made. Ren is desperately trying to get past
Oh, he's
them.
dying for inside in uphill corner.
The 3 BMWs of Typhoon, Ren and Unix, 6th, 7th and 8th respectively, are literally bumper to bumper.
It's a BMW train.
Oh, and Phoenix diving into the pits to try and get some respite from all this. Whoa, and who just went off there? Infernus went massively wide and bumped the tyre wall, dropping all the way to the rear.
Meanwhile, Sendit's challenging for the lead. He's on the bumper of Google and is just looking for the opportunity to get past.
And we got Banana and Crow as well battling it out. We got the battle for first, and we got the battle for this last podium spot in third.
And you've also got a battle for 6th place between Ren and Unix. Battle of the Beamers here.
Well, it might be a battle for 5th overall, depending on how it goes with Typhoon as well.
Typhoon is starting to eke out a small lead, but Unix and Ren are unbelievably close together.
Oh, and Banana was trying to go inside of Crow, slightly tapped the corner, and both went a little bit sideways. Banana had to let go.
Ren clips the grass on T2, allowing Unix to slide past. Will they do an undercut though and manage to get back? No, they will not. GGA Unix is up to 6th place, trying to chase down Typhoon now.
Gail Smith wobbling as he comes over the crest just after turn 5. Sendit still looking to make that move. Try and carry more speed through the final corner, but it's just in that rear bumper of Google Smurf.
Sendit's desperate.
Going for
He's
his
looking to
side.
go on the inside. He's making the inside move, forcing Google to the outside. Sendit shutting off the door, going on the racing line, using that Mustang to his advantage. TXR Sendit makes the move stick. He's up to first
And Banana
place.
as well is making a move and Crow in the meantime. Uh-oh. Just as we're getting good action, and the camera dies out.
Alright,
But
let's
then
see
he's behind
disconnected.
Crow again, so something must have happened where either Bannon lost out or lost traction, or Crow did manage to make a move back and keep his position.
Galaxies are an unfortunate first. They tried person of the day, of the race. Sorry.
There goes
Yeah.
Crow diving through the
Galaxy,
pit.
she tried. Google Smith not letting Send It run away though, as they are desperately trying to catch back up to the young American. But the young American is saying, nope, I am going to win this. Let's see, going back down to 4th place.
Galaxy, take a breather, calm yourself, and rejoin back next week. For now, no. Take a breather this week and rejoin us next week. And for now, watch the racing and just enjoy yourself. Calm down. And maybe find some beer or something to drink. And enjoy the last minutes of racing.
Not just you. Galaxy, it's not just you. Everyone's having Forza issues this week. So take a breather, have some rest time, and just chill. Okay?
There's a lot of people just
have a
went to the
nice-
page. I believe it was Unix and a few others in the background.
Unix and Typhoon are Unix is exiting the pit now, closely followed by Typhoon.
Yeah, Ren had just got to the back of Unix just as he dove into the pits.
Oh my god! Look at the train from 7th to 13th.
Wait, what? Oh lord! There's a proper little train of people. I'm currently on board with Agile Apollo in 7th, who's been chased down by Crow in 8th.
I think this track is just not the good mix for the Audi.
Oh! Crow tried to go around the outside of Apollo into the final corner, but it's gone wide. It's 3 positions lost for Crow. As I believe Apollo was a bit slow going into the final corner, so Crow tried to take the opportunity around the outside, but couldn't keep it on the track.
We got Aaron McGrath, Edge Apollo, and Phoenix here, fighting for a 3-way battle for 8 at the moment, as well as trying to chase down Unix in 7th.
Galaxy, Hun, there is no apologies needed. We know everything's a bit crap at the moment, so take a breather. You can still get some amazing points in this championship. We're only on round 2 of 6.
And here goes Crow on the
the
inside
2
of
rounds we've
Phoenix
had.
on the straight.
Phoenix went for a dive into the final corner. That left Apollo and himself with a terrible run out of the final corner, and that allowed both of the McGrath Porsches to get by. And I believe it was Max that also went into the pits.
No, I believe Max is still out. I think it was Agile Apollo that went for the pits.
Yeah, it was Apollo that dived into the pits.
Apollo was that person who dived into the pit, so let's have a look at... Let's see. Nice little train still from 8th to 11th between McGrath, Crow, Phoenix and Typhoon. Crow looking to catch up to McGrath here, but not wanting to cause any damage. DJ's requested show us Robin's livery.
I'll do it on my screen so you can see the main.
I was already on Apollo or Robin.
Have
Sorry.
Yeah, but I was thinking just
Have a
for
good
easing
sleep,
viewing
Effie.
of its livery.
Have a good sleep, Ephes. I hope you enjoyed, my friend.
As we're just a couple of laps from halfway in this race, Hubers just made their pit stop. As they're just coming out of the pits now, just as Sendit's coming down the start-finish straight. Not too far from catching the back of this field of cars.
Yes, DJ, he really did combine all the cars into one. Oh, and there's a tight little battle happening for third place between Root Turtle and Sendit. Root Turtle still needed to go to the pits, but Sendit has pitted already, excuse me, as we are at the halfway mark now. Now, Google Smith is still currently a race leader for the moment, but Sendit has set an even faster lap time of what we've seen tonight at a 53.5.
Didn't it do a 53.5 in the last two?
He did have a 0.5 in the first race, so he's been able to match. I wonder if he can get down to a 0.4, even lower this race.
Let's see, where we pitting next week again? Next week is Road Atlanta. That might be an interesting one.
Oh no, Road Atlanta, it's going to annoy so many people.
I'm not seeing any drizzle tracks or rain tracks unless that will be notified closer to the day.
No, I believe we're...
Crow confirmed that Sebring was the only wet race of the season.
I wouldn't be against some more precipitation later in the series, as it did throw up some interesting curveballs for Sebring. And to be honest, I think that's what this race could do with right now. Just something extra thrown in to spice it up a little more, make it a little more challenging for everyone here.
Sendit has made it past Root Turtle now. They're up to third place. The hunt continues. Now let's see if first place will pit this lap. No, they won't. Google Smurf has not pitted yet. Who's that? No, I don't want to leave the lobby game. What are you on about?
Currently we have Typhoon chasing down Phoenix as they come through the final corner. Phoenix has got a slide on from the inside curb, has just managed to keep the car on the track, was coming on under increasing pressure from Typhoon. Its Root Turtle is exiting the pit lane just behind them. Typhoon seems to have the better pace right now, but just isn't able to find a way through just yet. Max struggling with the heavy Audi with its all-wheel drive understeer. As we currently have Google Smurf exiting the pits from the lead, has now fallen down to third, just about 3 seconds behind Send It. That puts Banana in the lead momentarily until they make their pit stop.
And because before that, Galaxy
Typhoon.
realized it was a bad internet today.
Typhoon is trying to catch back up to Phoenix. Phoenix has the straight line, but Typhoon has got the corners.
And I think Cruz at some point made a little bit of a mistake. They've fallen about 1.5 seconds behind their teammate Aaron, who's only about half a second behind Unix currently.
Typhoon is desperately trying to... Oh no, Typhoon! Looking to actually dive into the pitch, changes their mind last second.
I think he got slide on coming out of the final corner, and that sort of directed him towards the pits. Well, he seemed content on staying out, even if he has fallen a little bit behind Max in the last couple of laps and has fallen even further behind after getting wide out of turn 4. That's allowed the gap to open up to about 1.3 seconds now between the pair of them.
The Galaxy, why don't they want to get the new one for free? Is it because, oh, we have one that's already working kind of attitude? And despite it maybe working, it will break and you will need a new one eventually.
I can sort of understand, like, why replace if it's working, you know.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I can sort of respect that mentality, because, you know, don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I was like, oh, like, get the new one. But as I'm sort of growing older, I can understand, like, you know, I have changed things for newer things in the past that didn't need it, and it's just broke instantly, so I don't change anything now properly unless it's either getting on a bit or, you know, it just breaks.
But a decade old is getting on a bit as Max has gone a bit wide out for the final corner. Typhoon's caught right back up, but is lifting down the start-finish straight, just sticking behind Max for now.
Banana going for the
no.
pits. She has pitted.
Dude, they're already complying or contemplating on how can he work with FN7 on what kind of storage unit to plate on specific devices.
Oh no.
Sorry, but Max went wide on the exit of turn 4, and Typhoon's patience has been rewarded. He's up into 8th place now. And we'll be looking to try and create a little bit of a gap to Max to give himself a little bit of room for error as he comes on to start lap 27 of 38. Max having a look into turn 1, but not close enough to get alongside at all. Max having another look into turn 3, but thinking better of it for now. As I said earlier, it's very difficult to get your car alongside, but once you have it alongside, it's a lot easier to hold it alongside.
Yes, you compromise yourself as well, but you are also compromising the other driver that has to take a county line.
You can either have the shorter line on the inside or the faster line on the outside.
On the final corner.
And that's just allowed Max to get up the inside this time, but he's not lost out too much. He's got a chance to hold it round the outside here. He forces Max tight to the apex and is able to hold off for P8.
Banana is she's still looking a confident third, and she's sandwiched right between Google and Ren as we're on lap 29 of 38 here, so 10 laps remaining. Race stats, Sender is still the fastest lap holder with his same fast lap at 53.5.
Unix now appears to be closing in on Ren, has got the gap down to just under a second, with 10 laps to go if he keeps at it, and Ren making a little mistake coming out of turn 4, just getting a little while wide, a couple of wheels onto the grass. Unix is time to sort of make a move work here, but hasn't got too long.
There is a little train forming at the back, so I want to see as Aaron McGrath in 6th and Crow in 7th are quite close, and Ren in 4th and Unix in 5th are quite close as well, so I'm going to keep an eye on Ren in 4th as they go quite wide through T1 and 2, where Unix likes to keep it nice and tight.
Meanwhile, Crow's closed up to the back of Aaron and is putting them under pressure. Teammates here rubbing front and rear bumpers through turns 3 and 4.
Excuse me, Snowdy. You're the one who started thinking of these ideas while we may have talked about it. You're the one that started to think about and had, like, oh, I can do this and that and that.
Yeah, Snooty, it is 1000% your own fault. We here at FTC are not responsible, and it is in the contract you signed when you started watching this stream. So, shush!
Yeah, while FTC may not be responsible, Metal Gauge personally is entirely responsible.
I will run you over with a tractor, Scotty. That was strangely specific and quick as an insult. I don't know why I would... Why did my brain think that as a first rebuttal? I would run you over with a tractor.
Is it the best thing you've ever driven?
No.
I don't know, sounds like
No,
it.
nowhere near. The best thing I've driven is an FF. Oh, and Ren trying to overtake Apollo, and Unix slides past Apollo. Unix got much superior speed as they're going down to T1. Ren got the inside line. Unix is trying to go for the tighter line. They're going side by side, round turn 1, round turn 2. Unix and Ren are bumping doors.
That's a good cutback from Unix through turns 1 and 2. As they hold it side by side, Ren on the outside of turn 4. He's got the speed and he's held the position. But this fight's
very well
over.
done from Ren. That was some tight driving as they're going towards uphill, past the no-name straight, going towards West Bend. Will
Unix got a better run over the crest. But nowhere to go with it. Let's see, through the final corner now, Unix taking more curb, carries more speed in, but Ren carries more speed out of the corner onto the start-finish straight and fends Unix off for another lap. As we have 6 laps remaining, can Unix get this move done?
Ren is desperately holding on.
It seems like Unix just made a little mistake after turn 4.
Yeah, just got a wheel on the grass and the rear end stepped out a bit. And meanwhile, we've got Max who's gone wide at the final corners, giving Typhoon an opportunity, and given him P8 to Typhoon after a mistake at the final corner, as they both are lapping Robin in the Audi.
Ren is still being chased down by Unix. We have got officially 4 laps left of this race. And it looks like there's an even tighter battle happening between Typhoon and Phoenix. Let's see. Typhoon is sliding like a madman as Phoenix has the speed. Typhoon on the inside, Phoenix on the outside.
And we got one battle for the back as well between Infernus and Jubert for 11th.
And at the same time, crews all over the back of Aaron as they're passing a back
Apollo.
marker,
That's Apollo.
which is Apollo. But everyone's closed up here in the final few laps.
Jubert went for a dive. So he first lost out in first corner, but can he make a comeback into turn 3? We're getting we got a little interesting matchup. We got the battle with Ren and Unix that's going into the battle of Infernus and Jubert with a teammate of Ren and Jubert.
Oh, this is gonna be tetchy to say the least. Infernus is holding up Ren like no tomorrow. That's allowed Unix to catch up massively to the rear of Ren.
But now Ren has a teammate of Jubert in front of him, despite being a lap down.
Now, hopefully, he should move over.
Although lap cars are never quite as compliant when they're in their own battle. Meanwhile, Crow's looking to the inside of Aaron. He's going for the move. And he's got the move done. Aaron now looking for the cutback on the exit of turn 2. But isn't quite able to get alongside. And has to give up the position
Ren
for
is
now.
under immense pressure. Less than 2 laps now for Ren. Can they hold on to the finish for this 4th place? Jubert has to move over now if he doesn't want to hold up his teammate. Moves over. Has to move over a bit more to avoid smashing into the side of Unix. Unix taking the shortest line possible. We are on the final lap of the race now. TXR Sendit is still your race leader with a considerable gap behind him. All he has to do is nurse the car home and victory will be his.
Meanwhile, we've missed a pass for P8. Max has got back ahead of Typhoon as Aaron's still all over the back of Crow on to this final lap. Seeing if he can make a last lap move. Crow's a little bit wide through turn 3. Aaron's looking to the inside but can't get the move to work. Crow a little bit wide at turn 4. That's given Aaron the run down to turn 5. They're side by side. Aaron on the inside.
Don't tell me.
Oh, well, oh no, please.
Aaron's not able to get the move.
Someone did. Someone
It's
did.
Typhoon!
No! Typhoon, you poor man.
He was battling so well and just at the last moment loses out to being disconnected.
Oh, that's really unfortunate because there's a really good battle between him and Max for P8.
Oh, and Jubert now being stuck with AR traffic is Ren and
and that's the race timers counted down. But Send It taking 2:42, unable to improve on his 53.5 fastest lap, but with a 10-second
It's the
lead at
timer.
the end. Google Smurf in second, and just 2 seconds ahead of Banana, who's unable to convert that pace from the end of race 1 into a P2. Ren's just a slot off the podium in P4 ahead of Unix after a very tight battle in the closing stages. Crew and Iron teammates taking 6th and 7th once again, bumper to bumper as they ended the race. Max gets P8 after finding Typhoon, who unfortunately disconnected. Ray Turtle, last of the finishers, takes P9 ahead of Hubert, who rounds out the top 10 one lap down. Infernus finishing P11, Apollo P12, Typhoon, Robin, and Galaxy will get 13th, 14th, and 15th assigned to them after disconnecting throughout the race.
So, we've got to do it. We've got to come up with 2 names for driver of the day and then let chat decide. So, which 2 drivers are you putting forward?
We sort of have to put Send It through. It's two very
Yeah.
clean races from him, especially in the second race. It nearly didn't go his way a couple of times, but in our final attempt of the second race, he kept it clean and had a solid race. And I don't know who to say for the second one
I
because
feel Ren as well, as he's shown remarkable
Yeah.
battling today.
So, do you want to start a poll? Very quick?
Any moderators can do that. You just have to go into mod view.
no, if you just type /poll in the chat, it'll bring up a little interface for you to make one. But yeah, I gotta say, from most of the drivers kept it very clean today. I didn't see too many mistakes, which around a track like this where the limits are very fine, you've only got the curbs really as runoff before getting onto the grass, and the walls aren't too far behind that. Tidy races from pretty much everyone. No big standout performances throughout the field. But good tidy racing from everyone. So for me, Send It probably would be my pick, and a sort of a close second from everyone else.
Now, whilst the votes come in for Send It, Haseo, when can the wonderful guys and girls watching the stream catch us next from FTC?
Well, I'll catch us next time on Thursday with the Forza 2 graphic with Phil and Dave. Otherwise, they'll catch both me and Mel again on Friday in round 3 of the Ferrari Challenge. What track was it again? Catalonia! We're going to Spain!
Oh, very spicy, dicey.
And on Saturday, we're going on round 4 of the Mini Enduro with, was it Magallo?
Snooty, that is a yes.
On this Saturday? Or when? What does he mean with when on our breakfast?
Oh, he means after this stream.
I'm going to bed.
I think I am.
Going to bed.
I think I will too.
I don't even have breakfast either, so.
Well, that was a dirty ass laugh.
I cannot even join because I just then had to boot up my Xbox to play it then, and have to buy it and install it on Xbox. This is not crossplay.
Yeah, I've gone to the habit of pretty much
the
every time I play my
difficulties of
Xbox.
being the PC Master Race. And as we're coming to a
Yeah.
close, the poll hasn't helped anything. So, very quickly, say one name, driver of the day. I'm saying Send It.
I'm saying Send It.
Judges have it. Send It is your driver of the day. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll leave you to my beautiful co-host to send you out on a very good night, morning, evening, midday, whatever time it is where you're watching.
Oh boy,
And
we had a
So, yeah.
50-50 on the pool.
yes, that's
Yeah.
why me and Scotty just decided to send it.
I guess I fall in minority. That's
Well,
democracy
it's-
for you. 2 versus 1.
Well, 2 versus 1 it is. Sender is your driver of the day. Haseo, send us out, my friend.
Well, that's it for today. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Bye.